Alright, so we are back in Satisfactory. Now, last time we finished off the modular engine factory. However, it is not currently 100% functional, I don't think. So, just earlier I was seeing lots of yellow. So, motors are obviously low. So let's hop over and see if that's a problem. So this is saying 87%. This is saying 86%. Alright, so is this 80-something percent because it's actually not working, or is it just think that it's not working? Because it wasn't working previously. It looks, at least brief inspection, fine. That's 99%, 100%, 100%. Alright, so all the stators are looking fine. Yep, so that's somewhat expected. Now let's hop over to look at the rotors. We have 100% there and there. That's 100%. It might have fixed itself. It genuinely might have fixed itself just in the past half an hour. It might have just been something working its way through the system. So those are all showing 100%. These are up to 98% and 100%. So I think we're probably fine here. Yeah, so let's just work our way down through and see if we see anything that's yellow. See a whole lot of green over there. A whole lot of green there. Alright, I think Modular Engine Factory is probably good to go then. So, with that done, the next step is to do the adaptive control units. Alright, so we're going to need to figure all this stuff out. Now, we need 10 of these, which means we need 50 automated wiring. But we only have 25, so we're going to have to produce more anyways. So, let's make our way back to the hub. And the next thing I want to do is I actually want to check all of these train stations just to make sure, you know, nothing weird is happening. So this is just receiving a new shipment of iron at this very moment. So we'll have to investigate and see what that looks like, because I haven't been keeping very careful track of the resources I have available, so it is entirely possible that we're out of something or other. So this looks fine. All these are approximately full, and they're just going to be going over, and then that's obviously all full as well. Now if we go over to coal, is coal doing well? It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Assuming that there is a new shipment on its way reasonably soon, that's fine. Limestone, train just left, and it all looks full to me. Alright, cool. Then we have water, which this isn't even being used hardly at all. Although it is saying empty. Oh, probably that is kind of weird, actually. I'm importing water and theoretically not outputting it to anywhere. It might be leaking through the system somehow. Not sure. We'll have to come back to that. Then the oil. That's funny they popped open like that. Oil is going to be all 100% full. And then we can move back to Caterium. Caterium looks fine. I mean, it's not like critically low or anything. Yeah, that's probably okay. And then back to quartz. And quartz is also going well. And just finally gonna check the copper, which, do we even use these? Yeah, I guess we do. And the copper is totally filled up as well. Alright, so all the raw resources are doing fine right now. I suspect the adaptive control unit factory will break something. But we'll have to deal with that when it turns up. So now we go back to the hub area and we have to start planning the incredibly complicated process of making adaptive control units. So we're going to head back. And I might try to make some blueprints to make this part easier. Like, if I can blueprint a lot of the computer production stuff, that would be quite handy. So, adaptive control units. We need a whole bunch of stuff, and there's no alt recipes for this. There might be alt recipes for intermediate steps. So let's pull this up. There's automated speed wiring. Let's take that in case it's useful. Let's take computer alt recipes in case they're useful. What else is here? Crystal computer, that's another computer alt recipe. And what else in here could potentially come up? Probably nothing. Let's just start running another hard drive through, and now we get to start designing. So we go organization. Don't need a whole billboard for this, just a regular display sign. Alright, so we're going to get rid of that. And adaptive control units. We need 10 a minute. So that's 10 ACU equals 50 automated wiring, 5 circuit boards, make sure to multiply things, that's important, 10 HMF, and 20 computers. Alright, that is a lot. 10 ACU equals 50 AW, 10 HMF, 50 circuit boards, 20 computers. So let's start with the automated wiring. And automated wiring. So we could go with just stators and cables, or we could add high-speed connectors into the mix for some reason, which I'm not sure why we would do that. So it takes it from 1 to 1 stators to 2 to 4. And the wire production would be approximately the same. So I guess stators are twice as efficient. Wire is 4 times as efficient. But we need to use high-speed connectors, which seems like a huge nightmare. So let's not do that. Let's just use default recipe. Alright, so then I have to actually figure out how much it is. So it's 50 stators and 1,000 cable. Automated wiring. 50 automated wiring equals 50 stators, 1,000 cable. That's a lot. That's definitely a lot. So, fortunately, those are all relatively simple to do. But we still need a lot of them. So, don't know which of these 2 recipes we're going to do yet. So let's leave that until we potentially have other things that we need, so we can make them line up and use the same resources. So, next up is heavy modular frames, and I need 10 of them, which is half of what I'd done previously. So I could go heavy encased frame as usual, and get all of this stuff in. So 26 modular frames, 33 encased beams, 120 steel pipes, and 73 concrete. This is a big project, huh? Alright, well, let's get all that in. So the heavy modular frames are 26.667 MF, 33.333 EIB, 120 pipe, and 73.3 concrete. So let's get that noted down. So heavy modular frames go there. We need 10 of them. Equals. How is that covering the notes? 26.6. 26.667 mod frames. 33.333 encased beams. 120 pipes and 73.333 concrete. Okay. That's a lot. So then next up will be the computers, which we need circuit boards already. We need cable already. And we can make plastic, I guess, pretty easily. Or we could do crystal computer, which is also not terribly difficult. How many do we need? 20 of these? I think we probably go for crystal computer, just for the efficiency's sake. So that's 30 circuit boards, 10 crystal oscillators. Computers. And 20 computers equals 30 circuit boards and 10 crystal oscillators. Oh boy. We're really not making much progress on breaking this down into simpler parts, are we? Alright, can I also set that as the icon of the thing we're trying to make? Alright, so we have that. And then we just need the circuit boards. So we need 30 for that and 50 for that, so we need 80 circuit boards total. And circuit boards. Electrode circuit boards are the easiest because they just need oil, so I'm probably just going to do that. And we need 80 of these, so that's 320 rubber, 640 petroleum coke. Circuit board. 80 circuit board equals 320 rubber, 640 petroleum coke. Alright, so that is that. So that is all the things that go directly into the final construction. So then we need... There's so many steps to this. There's just so many steps. Alright, automated wiring. So we need 50 stators. And we're already using some other stuff, but we're not using Caterium anywhere, I don't think. So let's... Actually, we're not using Caterium or copper. But we might for something else. I guess we're going to be using a lot of copper for cables. And that's probably it. Let's see. Actually, crystal oscillator recipes are insulated crystal oscillator, which could use Caterium and plastic. Alright, let's go with copper stators. Oh, we finished an alt recipe. Let's see, what did we get? Turbo heavy fuel and molded beams. Don't really care about either of those. Just put another one in. So, stators. Yeah, let's just go 150 steel pipes, 400 wire. So, 50 stators equals 150 steel pipes, 400 wire. Is that right? Did I remember that wrong? No, that's correct. Alright. So that is that. Then we have the cables. So we need 1,000 cables, which could go 2 to 1. Why would you do this? You're adding heavy oil residue. Oh, to make it from 2 to 1 to almost 1 to 2. That makes sense. Quick wire cables might actually be better though, because it's 3 to 11 and you can make a lot of quick wire. Let's go with quick wire cables maybe, and then swap this to quick wire stators as well. So we can just use up some more Caterium. So that's 100 steel pipes and 375 quick wire. So that's some savings as well. Steel pipes, 375 quick wire. Then the cable is, we need 1,000 of it, which means we need 272 quick wire and 181 rubber. So, cable, we need 1,000 cable equals 272.7 quick wire and 181.8 rubber. Is that right? Yes. So that should, I mean, that's not completely terrible for making 1,000 of something. So then we need to make sure that nothing over here needs that. No mod. So that is fine. Actually, are there modular frame recipes that are relevant? No, there aren't. And crystal oscillators could use more cables. Okay, so this recipe would use more cables, which we're already producing, and it would be using reinforced iron plates, which I think we're probably using for the modular frames. So let's go with that as opposed to this, although this actually uses quick wire, rubber, and plastic. Alright, now we're doing this. So insulated something or other. Crystal oscillator. And we need 10 of them. Crystal oscillators. So that's 100 quartz crystals, 70 rubber, and 10 AI limiters. 10 crystal oscillators equals 100 quartz crystals, 70, I've forgotten already what even is in it. 70 rubber, 10 AI limiters. 10 AI limiters. Alright, so that is in. And then we need to get AI limiters. So AI limiters are, we need 10 of these, that's 150 quick wire, 35 plastic. AI limiters. 10 AI limiters equals 150 quick wire and 35 plastic. So this icon is supposed to be crystal oscillators. Alright, this is sort of spiraling like crazy. So now we have to take a step back and go over to quick wire. So we have 150 there, we have 375 there, and 272.7 there. So that is 475, 525. So that's 700 and, I don't know, let's see, 525 plus 272.7 is 797.7 quick wire. So let's put that in. Quick wire. 797. Quick wire. It's like 0.7, right? Yeah, 797.7. And then quick wire. So, probably want to do fused quick wire so we don't use our entire supply of deuterium. It'll involve adding copper to the process, but that's probably just going to be something we have to deal with. Because otherwise, like, this would be 120 deuterium ingots. Yeah, it would be a lot. So if we set that to 79.7, multiply that. Actually, we can be even more specific. So this is 66.48 deuterium, 332.38 copper. Equals 66.48 deuterium, 332 copper. How much copper was it exactly? Let's check. 79.77. 332.38. Alright, so that is down to deuterium and copper ingots. Alright, so that is progress. Now the next thing we need to do is the modular frames. So do we still only have 2 recipes for modular frames? None of these? Okay. Yeah, weird. I thought we would have the 3rd by now, but that's fine. We're gonna do steeled frames because we already are making a huge amount of steel pipes anyways. So we need how many? 26.667. So that will be 17.78 reinforced iron plates and 88.9 steel pipes. Alright, so then we set this up. So modular frames. 26.667 modular frames equals... I think this is the right number. And... what was it? 17.77 and 8.888 steel pipes. Steel pipes. Alright. That's progress. New hard drive scan. Is it anything? Oh, it's bolted frame. We probably don't want this. I'll take it, but... let's see here. I don't know why I searched screws. To search modular frame instead. So it's less efficient on the reinforced iron plate side, and it uses a whole bunch of screws. And just the default bolt recipe, this is not efficient. I think we're probably just going to ignore that. Alright. What is next? This is a massive planning setup already, and we're like still only halfway through the planning. Alright, let's actually... let's see here. The steel pipes are going to be the next concern. So how many steel pipes do we need to make? There's 88 there. There's 100 there. So that's 188 repeating. Oh, then there's these that we need to work out. So let's get encased beams. I need 33 1/3 of them. So let's get 20 steel pipes. Oh, 200 steel pipes. Got to make sure to multiply that. And 166.7 concrete. So, encased industrial beams, we have equals 200 steel pipes, I can't spell, and a whole lot of concrete. Alright, so now how many pipes do we need to make? We need to make 200, 288, 388, 508. I think the answer is 508 steel pipes. So, steel pipes, 508.88 repeating steel pipes. Right, you have to search steel to find these. Alright, so we could go molded steel pipes and add even more concrete. Or we could just go default recipe. We're definitely not doing iron pipes. That will absolutely murder our efficiency. Let's go with molded steel pipe, probably. It's gonna take a lot of concrete, though. No, we're just gonna go with basic steel pipes. We don't need concrete. So we do that, we multiply it by 100, we get 762 steel ingots. 762 steel ingots. And is that right? Oh, 763.3 repeating probably is what it's going to be. Let's go something like that. And this is just a nightmare that never ends of producing all this stuff. Let's just make some blueprints. So we're right here by the blueprint machine. Let's see if we can make a blueprint that makes encased industrial beams or something. So we need pipes and concrete. And for the concrete, we're just gonna go default recipe because we'll be using 12 million water otherwise. Alright, so we need an assembler. Which will make the encased industrial beams. Then we need a constructor to make pipes. And actually, how do we want to do this? I guess we just have them just back here. Split down the middle like that and that. So you can make concrete. You can make pipes. And then we just connect those two together. You can make encased industrial pipes. So this makes 20 pipes a minute. So we can just set that up. And we need... Oh, this makes 15 concrete a minute, so that's actually the limiting factor here. So it's 15 out of 20 times 100. Oh, no. 15 out of 20 times 100 goes in that box. So that's 18 pipes. And then this would make our encased industrial beams. And it would just make 3 of them. But, I don't know. I feel like we're going to have to make enough pipes for other things that maybe this isn't even worth it. Like, I think we probably want to just do this, you know, as one giant block of pipe production. So, yeah, actually, I think we're not going to make blueprints like that in advance. So back to this. We have our steel pipes done. Then next up, the next step would be reinforced iron plates, which we're already going to have a lot of rubber in the factory, so we may as well do adhered plates. So if we need 17.778, then that will be 53.3 iron plates and 17.7 rubber. Alright, so this equals 53.333 iron plates and 17.777 rubber. Okay, so that is another one down. Then there's so much. There's just so much still left to do. So let's just keep working through this. The iron plates themselves can be steel cast, may as well. Or maybe plastic. Maybe coated iron plates will be better. Just because it's probably... Nah, steel cast is probably slightly better. Because we have solid steel ingots to make that more efficient. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably better. So let's do that. So it is... We need 53.3, which is almost just one of these. So it's 17 iron, 17 steel. Iron plates. So 53.3 iron plates equals 17.777 iron ingots, 17.777 steel ingots. Okay, we are getting there slowly but surely. But this has been a very long planning phase, which I guess makes sense. Right, and we don't have anything left to scan. So are any of these relevant in any way? Rubber concrete might be relevant. Let's see, none of this is particularly relevant. Yeah, okay. So that should all be fine then. Just leave that as it is. So then that is down to ingots. So we're going to move on for now. This needs to be set to a different icon of reinforced iron plates. Alright, so we have all the pipes. So then we have everything for that. We have everything for that. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. We've done that. We did the encased beams, right? Yeah, we did. So encased beams are done. Pipes are done. Mod frames are done. So that's just going to be concrete as well that we have to sort out. Circuit boards we've done. Crystal oscillators we've done. Circuit boards are down to rubber and petroleum coke, which we need to do. So crystal oscillators are down to quartz crystals, rubber, AI limiters. Alright, so let's do concrete next, which is going to be another one of these things that takes a lot of stuff from across the thing. So this is 166 concrete there. Then we go across 73.3. So 166.666 concrete plus 73.333. Why did I type concrete in there? I'm trying to do math. So we're going to need 240 concrete. And that is straightforward enough. And probably want to do wet concrete. So concrete 240 concrete equals. So that's just going to be 3 of these. So 360 limestone, 300 water. Limestone, 300 water. And that's just going to make that way more efficient in terms of how much limestone we need. Alright, so that, with concrete done, then the next thing is going to be rubber. So let's go along all of this. So we need 17.777 rubber there. None of those need rubber. That needs rubber. So 17.777 plus 181.818, probably something like this. So that's 199.595. Actually, this just keeps rotating. 199 rubber up to there. And then we keep moving. And we get another 300 rubber. So this is up to 520 rubber. 590 rubber. So we have 500 and technically 89.9, but I'm just going to go 590 rubber. 590 rubber equals 590 fuel. I just happen to know that that one is 1-to-1, which is not a small amount of fuel, honestly. So then we do the plastic, which I think is just there, right? Just 35 of it. For the AI limiters, we didn't end up using plastic anywhere else. So 35 plastic equals 35 fuel. Okay, so that is that. Then, what else is there? So the next one we haven't done is petroleum coke. We need 640 of that. Petroleum coke. So this is going to be 213.3 repeating heavy oil residue. Petroleum coke is 213.3 heavy oil residue. 640 petroleum coke equals, and then I spelled petroleum wrong. Alright, so that is all in. Then the next one I haven't done is quartz crystals. And actually, just another scan for alt recipes. None of this stuff is at all relevant. I guess polymer resin might conceivably come up at some point. We're just going to take that. Compacted steel ingots is the compacted coal one. I don't want to do that. And yeah, none of these are interesting to me. So, quartz crystals. We need 100 of them. So, pure quartz crystals is the one I want, and it's just a bizarre number of raw quartz and water. So 128.5 raw quartz, 71.4 water. So, quartz crystals, 100 quartz crystals equals 129 raw quartz and some water. How much was it? I can't remember the exact numbers. 128.57 and 71.4. 128.57 and 71.4 water. All right. So then we have the AI limiters, which we've done, which are quick wire and plastic, which we have done. Right, we've done quick wire. Yeah. I hope that that is all of the quick wire, and we haven't missed any, like the AI limiter stuff. It's probably right. Alright, so now we have all of this. So we have to go through and finish any of this that's left over. So the fuel. So we need 625 fuel, which again, I know the ratio is 4, so 600. So package fuel icon. 625 fuel equals 312.5 heavy oil residue and 625 water. So then we need to do the heavy oil residue. So we need 525.8 heavy oil residue. $525.8 heavy oil residue, and it's 0.833. I guess that's probably important. So heavy oil residue is made using this alt recipe. So that would be 52.583. And so it's going to be 400 crude oil. So 394.37 crude oil. 397.34 crude oil. Okay. Is that everything? Just going to slide across until we see something that hasn't been accounted for. And I think we're done. Almost. Wait, no, we still need to do the deuterium and copper ingots, I believe. So, deuterium ingots. So I think that's just this one thing that we missed. So, deuterium ingots are 2 to 1. So we need 132.96 deuterium ore. 66.48 deuterium ingots equals 132.96 deuterium ore and some water. How much water? So 66 point something. The same amount of water. Alright, cool. And we're going to set that. And 132.96 water. And then the copper, we need 332.38. Pure copper is 6 to 15. So something like that. And we need 133.16 copper. 133.16 copper. What have I done? Oh, I set the background of this to deuterium ingots instead of the icon. Background, none. Alright, then the background of this is also set to none. And that is set to copper. And I've forgotten what the numbers were. 332.38 copper ingots. 300. So something like that would be 132.9 copper ore and 88 water. That's weird. That works out to be the same. So 332 copper ingots equals 132.9 copper ore and 88.9 water. Alright. So now we have this whole gigantic thing, which is the plans for the factory. And so this is just, no big deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 production lines. That's fine. Just completely reasonable amounts of stuff going on here. So, I guess we're just gonna have to get started. Good news is the actual numbers of resources didn't wind up being too completely insane. Actually, did I ever calculate out the iron ingots? I don't think I did. I think I missed another one. So we got steel pipes down to steel ingots there. Yes, we still have even more to do. So, 763 steel ingots. Steel ingots. 76.3 repeating is 508.8 iron, 508.8 coal. And is that the only place we use steel ingots? Actually, I should check that first. No, it isn't. We use some in there as well. Is there anywhere else where we use steel ingots? I don't think so. Just those two. So we have 763.333 plus 17.777 is 781.11. So 78.111. So it's 520.7 iron and coal. So steel ingots and 781.111 steel ingots equals. Now, see, I've forgotten again. I really should have written this down in the notes. 520.7. 520.7 iron ingots and 520.7 for coal. Alright, so now we have to just figure out the iron ingots. There's 520 there. And another 17 there. And I believe that's probably all the iron ingots. Yep, so 520.7 plus 17. 520.74 plus 17.777 is 538.51. So this is iron ingots and 538.51 iron ingots equals. And we're going to go to pure iron. So set that to 53.8 and we get 289.7 iron ore and 165 water. 289.7 iron ore and 165 water. Alright. Finally, we are done with all of this. That took absolutely ages. And now we just have to get this all written down. And you know, it would have been easier to just grab some heavy modular frames from my heavy modular frame factory for this. And probably could do the same with computers and just like bypass all the difficulty, but then that would mean that those aren't producing enough, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, time to get started on all of this nonsense. So we start writing all this stuff down. So we got the first. So we have 10 ACUs, 10 heavy modular frames, 20 computers, 80 circuit boards, and then these numbers might be wrong. So 80 circuit boards. Yeah, so that 50 circuit boards was not correct. Then we have 10 crystal oscillators, 10 crystal oscillators. I did not type the number 10. Then 10 AI limiters. All right. Then we go back this way. 50 automated wiring, which we have in there. 50 stators. A 1,000 cable. 797.7 quick wire. And 26.667 modular frames. 26.667 modular frames. And we have 33.3 EIB, 508.888 steel pipes. All right, we're working our way through here. 17.778 reinforced plates. I'm just going to abbreviate these to save space to RIP for reinforced iron plates. Then we have 53.333 iron plates. Then we have 240 concrete. And 590 rubber. And 35 plastic. And 640 petroleum coke. Can I move this down to here and just keep going? 640 petroleum coke, 100 quartz crystals, and 625 fuel. Alright, so that is in. Then we have 525.833 heavy oil. And let's abbreviate that again. Got to save space where we can. Then this is 66.48 caterium ingots. Ingots goes there. 332 copper ingots. $781.111 steel. 81.111 steel ingots. and 538.51 iron ingots. Oh, that's a typo. That should be 38. Alright. And then it's just the ore and the water, so 289.7 iron ore. And 520.74 coal. Uh, 132.9 copper. $132.9 Caterium. Alright, it's gone off the bottom of the notes. 397.34 oil. And then probably like 2 or 3 pipes of water. Alright, so this is the most complicated factory L I've ever done by a huge margin. It's not even remotely close. So, now we've done all that nice fun planning. We have our notes all written down. Let's go and get started, I guess. It's going to be a huge task. We're going to need to start next to water. Other than that, it doesn't really matter because we're just going to bring everything in via train. Alright, so where do we want to start? Could be anywhere. We could go over the swamp. That could be fun. Let's head off to the east. Use all that nice, delicious swamp water. Alright, so over we go. And we do a bit of slide jumping. And eventually we'll get there. Let's see, we only have like one factory, the high-speed connectors, that are over this way, so that should be fine. And then as far as the resources we're bringing in, it's basically everything. Like we have Caterium, copper, coal, iron. I think it's literally everything. I think we have to place down every single type of train station that we have for this. So that'll be fun. Alright, so let's get over here. And I think at some point I'm going to probably as setup for the next phase, I'm going to create like dedicated production places where I make huge amounts of all of the ingots, so that at least that first step can be dealt with in advance and I don't have to redo it every time. Alright, so we're here, we're out over the swamp. Now let's just build us a factory. So we start with a little bit of foundation. The train comes off there. Then we place in a two-way rail. And another just for good measure. Then these are going to have to go across like that. Just nice, relaxing train setup. It's the same every time. Can't quite blueprint it though. So all of those go in, and it's just like that. And then we need to change some of these signals. So you get a path signal. And you get a path signal. And you get to be a path signal. Cool, and then we just pop a block signal in there. And this is the intersection done. Alright, so then our next step is going to be making foundations for the factory. So we need to go over this way. And remembered that these all require a ridiculous amount of wire, so let's grab some of that in advance. Probably not far enough in advance to help much, but at least it's something. So we're going to be putting all of our train stations in this general area. Alright, so then this railway goes like that, and then it needs to snap into that railway somewhere like that, I guess. We take out that extra bit, and we're gonna need so much more space for this. We need like 1 billion train stations. Alright, so we're just gonna use up an enormous amount of concrete, which hopefully our concrete supplies can keep up. I don't know that they will be able to, but that's fine. This is definitely going to be a longer project. So then we have to start putting in the train stations themselves. So this first one can go in there and push it back there so that there's some space. And we need that to happen somehow. I guess that works, although it's not pretty, but it works, and then the rest of them should all be fine because they're just going to be pulling off of this big flat area. So, this is ACU iron. Then we are going to need another one, which is spaced out exactly like that, which is ACU copper. Then we get another one, which is just like that, which is ACU deuterium. Let's go capital letters, just for the sake of it looking nice. So that's iron, copper, deuterium, and we're like halfway through with the number of stations we need to place. So let's get more of these foundations in. Speaking of placing a huge number of foundations, how's the wire going? Still nowhere near enough wire, but it's coming through bit by bit. Alright, so that's iron, copper, caterium. So then we need another one there, which will be ACU quartz. And another one, which can go there and be ACU limestone. Yeah, this is an insane amount of different trays that we have to bring in for this. But I guess that is just the cost of building complicated factories like this. So we keep on using up all of our concrete. And we're now out of concrete. We're also almost hitting the corner. So that is iron, copper, caterium, quartz, limestone. I think we just need crude oil and technically water, but I think we're just going to get water the old-fashioned way. So this is ACU crude oil. And that, yeah, so that should be all of them. And then we're going to need to get a gazillion wire to build all of those stations out all the way. We're also going to need to connect them all up. So let's connect them all up while we are waiting for the iron that we're definitely going to need. Alright, so all of these go in. And that was too close. That one, and then one more. Alright. How do we get you lined up properly? Something like that. Is that good? No. Is that good? No, that's definitely too close. Alright, why is that too sharp? Something like this has worked for all of the other train stations except for specifically this one. Is it just because that gap exists? So what if we just make that go solidly all the way across? Should give us more room there. Yeah, alright, so we got that in. And now we have all of these. And wire is still going strong. We're also going to need to expand all of these out that way, even more than they currently are. Yeah, this is a completely insane thing to build. So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4. Concrete is mostly recovered at this point. So we have 4 of those, and that is number 5, and then we need a couple more rows. That's probably good enough, but one more would be extra comfortable for the train tracks to go behind them. So now we're just going to have to fill in all of this space. And yeah, we're taking up a significant portion of the world up here with these giant factories. I don't think we're going to run out of space, but we might come closer than I've ever come to running out of space. And we can go like up another level or down another level if we really need to. So these then go across. Like that. And that is all set up. But the wire supply is still no good. So let's just do what we can. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of that. We are already don't have enough to finish a third, and we have another 3 to go after this. So that is quite painful. So I guess, again, we can occupy ourselves by doing other helpful tasks, like running this train track across. So this is the input rail, so that things can get into the train stations from the main area. And we just get this to keep going along that way, and should be good there. Alright. Wire is... we have enough to finish another 1 train station. So I guess we will do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is the train station in. Actually, I wonder how our power is going. Are we coming close to having a problem? No, not really. We're still down like tens of thousands below what we can produce. Alright, let's connect all these train tracks into the input line. So that just goes there. That goes there. And that goes there. And then we connect this into that track down there. So this comes along like that, and it's going to have to twist around a whole lot. But in it goes. Alright, now we can do the block signals for the individual stations. At least the ones that we have. 1, 2, and 3. And then we can get all the block signals for this side. So we can go there, and there. There. Then we have to go over and do these ones as well. So you get a signal, and you get a signal, and you get a signal. Alright, so that is all fine. And wire is still doing bad. Alright, what else can we do in the meantime? I guess we can put a radar down. That's something that is at least moderately helpful. So organization, radar tower, and power it up. And look at all of these resources in this area. We're gonna have to use some of these at some point. But for now, it's just enough to have the tower in. And we need to... Oh, I know what we can do that can stall for a lot of time. We can head down and do the water. That's going to take ages. Do we have power down in the swamp already? Doesn't look like it. Alright, well, may as well start. Alright, this blueprint uses a small amount of wire, but probably not enough to be a serious problem. So we can just keep on building this giant ladder down. And eventually we will reach... Alright, let's stop to recover our fuel. And we keep going down. Eventually we'll reach the swamp. And we're going to need to start pumping water up, I guess. Actually, I wonder if we can... I don't think we have any packaged water, or else it would be much easier. Ooh, is that a hard drive that I haven't grabbed, or is it one that I just forgot to dismantle? Let's head over there and investigate. Well, I definitely haven't grabbed it, because I would have cleared out these poison pillars first, if I had. Oh, this is the one that needs turbo motors, which I don't have access to at the moment. Unfortunate. Alright, so grab a power slug that's just sitting around. Let's bring this ladder down one more step just so it heads all the way to the bottom. Alright, then we climb on up. Grab the power line, send it down there. And this also uses wire. Why is it that everything just randomly uses a little bit of wire? So we're just going to have to bring the power lines all the way up so that we have power down at the bottom of the swamp. And then we're going to have to fiddle around with some pipes. So I do have a bit of a cheeky idea on how to relatively easily get my head lift. So it's going to be, we're going to package water and use an unpackager as the source of water up at the top. And we can also just add the packaged water to the dimensional storage, so we can do it again easier in the future. Alright, so that goes. And keep on going up. Keep on climbing. Eventually we'll get there. Alright, up we go. Up we go. A little bit more. I say a little bit more, it's really quite a bit more. I'm always in the habit of underestimating how much extra work there is. But we are making progress. Ooh, don't slide off the ladder, that would waste some time. So up we go. And we keep connecting up. Alright, so that should be all the way up. And now we can just connect all of that in to the power grid, and we should have power down there. Alright, so then the next step is, I guess we should get this set up while we're up here, probably. So we get a packager, which is set to unpackage water. And I guess we'll put a storage crate feeding it. And this will be powered up. And do I just happen to have any packaged water at the moment? No, I don't. Just packaged fuel. Alright, so then this will go on a Mark II pipe, and it'll start heading down. Let's not forget why we're doing this, and fill up on wire as well. Alright, so this pipe has to go all the way down. And let's recover fuel before we keep going. And this might actually be easier to do with parachute mode. Alright, so now we can have a bit slower descent, less need for fine control while we're dropping. We can just go down like this. Alright, so this pipe comes all the way down. And we're going to need to get like another 2 or 3 pipes to bring water up. Alright, so now that pipe has made it down to the ground, and we swap back to jetpack mode. Alright. Resource not deep enough. Is the water here really not real water? Okay. That's annoying. But ultimately fine, because you can just bring the pipe out further east. It's not like we have any shortage of pipes. Okay, there's a radioactive hog there. So we're just gonna try to be quick about passing him. And we were able to get through that without much trouble. Okay, now this should be real water. Surely. Yes, it is. So now we have to, I mean, barely, but we can get some water extractors in. And this pipe has to continue being in the vicinity. How many water extractors do we need? A lot. So we need probably at least 2 pipes of water, possibly more. I think I'm just going to go with 2 for now. Although I think we need at least 1 full pipe just for 1 individual recipe. So we should probably set up like 3 pipes of water. So that's 240, 360, 480, 600. So that is pipe number 1. And now we just merge all of these together. And there we go. So that is one full pipe of water extractors. So then we just need at least a second. Alright, yeah, we're just gonna take this out to the ocean, I think. There's plenty of space over here. 1, 2. How is all of that not deep enough? 3, 4, and 5. So that is a second full pipe. So now we combine all of these up together. There's another hard drive over there, which I guess I'll investigate, although it's reasonably likely that I just can't unlock it yet. Let's see. Let's see what you have for me. A random hard drive. Nope, I already got this one. Alright, let's dismantle it so that we don't get confused. Alright, so now we have 2 full pipes. And I think I want to add a third just because it's going to be relatively easy to set up and will save me a lot of trouble if it turns out to be needed. Alright. What was that? 4. So let's get one more in. Alright. So this is definitely enough, and we just have to put in all the pipes. Alright, so now all of those are connected up. So then next step is power lines. So you get to be a Mark III power pole and connect into all of those and those. And then come back over this way. Come back over this way and get all of these set up. So all of those get powered. And then we just have to bring this back to the power pole that's connected to the grid over this way. And there we go. So now those should all be set up. Our next step is setting up the pipes to go upwards. So I need 3 more pipes on this. 1. Stop doing that. Can I just, I guess, grab a pipeline support so that they don't snap into each other like that? Oh, I need a wall support. Alright, so we just have those 3. And then they go up. And they're going to go up in that weird staggered way so that they don't cause any problems. Alright, now we need to bring these 3 pipes off of the wall and over to the actual water extractors. So they just come over this way. Now we have some space to spread them out at least a little bit. Alright, keep on going. And keep on going. Alright, now we head over this way. And you can go up there, I guess. As can you. Ooh, a purple power slug. Let's pick this up just while we're in the area. Alright, so now we're gonna have to get past the radioactive hog. Without dying, which is apparently going to be somewhat difficult. Alright, we're through. Now we go over this way. And we just drag the pipes. Alright, now it's time to start sending these into some extractors. Of course, there's a creature in the way. Why wouldn't he just be standing right there? Alright, so what we need to do now is we need to take this pipeline and we need to do that. And then that goes in there. And then don't stack junctions like that for no reason. Then these 3 all go into this so that they all share the head lift. Okay, meanwhile, this one needs a valve facing that way with 0 flow rate. Okay, and the other thing we need to set up is we actually need to package some of this water to get the flow rate up there. So that can get attached and powered on. Tell you to package water and give me some empty canisters. Alright, so that is going to do that for a bit. In the meantime, we need to hook all these guys up. So you go into that one. That's batch 1 linked up. Then... oh, did I miss these 2? I did. So those 2 get powered up. And then this batch of extractors comes along. And goes in there. And then finally we have one more to deal with, which is the far one all the way back here. So you get a junction, and you come over this way. And you come over this way. And you come over this way. And you snap into that. So now that is all set up and ready to go. And let's keep that full of packages and grab some of the water it produces out. We're probably going to need... I don't know how much water we're going to need for this to work properly, but it might be more than this one guy can manage. Alright, so this is now all going along. And so then the next thing we need to do is bring all of these pipes all the way up the giant pillar. So first let's grab a little extra bit of packaged water. And now it's time to start making the journey up. So over we go. And alright, missed the ladder and the wall. Alright, so now we just have to climb the ladder and bring these up behind us. Did that tree go away? I cannot see anything. Thank you. Tree has been removed. So then these three all go up a little bit. And it's going to be easier to drag these down from the top. I think way easier. It's probably going to be so much easier that it's going to be easier just to go all the way up to the top. Actually, it might be... parachute might be the best way. Alright. So that. And then we climb. And we have to get around the lip of it there. Which is, fortunately, possible without swapping off of the parachute. Alright, so then these all go up. And we keep on climbing. Up we go. And keep going up. This is going to take a little while, but it's easier doing this than doing this and also putting pumps on all of these pipes. Oh, we're out of copper sheets. That's surprising. Alright, well, speaking of things we're out of, we are no longer out of wire. So we can run up to the top of the ladder and just get that all set up. Get the train stations all built now that we have enough wire for that. And yeah, setting up all these train stations and water stuff every time is quite time consuming, but there's not really all that much that can be done to speed it up. At least not that I've thought of. Better this than having to like manually find individual nodes every single time. Alright, keep on climbing. And we keep on climbing till we reach the top. And I wonder what's happened with our copper sheet supply, because it doesn't normally run out. I guess maybe because we're using so many pipes instead of just like a couple. Alright, now we can get this machine set up. Oh, and it can apparently unpackage very quickly. There you go. Good luck with all that unpackaging. And we're going to be over here placing some train stations. I'm still in parachute mode. I don't want to be in parachute mode any longer. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the crude oil is fluid freight. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so that is all good. Now we just have to put the trains in and actually just get the trains themselves running. That'll be helpful. Alright, so there we go. And that one. And one more. Alright, now we put in the block signals in the back. 1, 2, and 3. And then we have to set all of these to unload. So you unload, and you unload, and you unload. And then we go here and do the same for all of these. It's easier to tell when you're standing on top of them where the breaks between things are. So those. Just gotta set all of these to unload. And then move across. Set all of these to unload. And then we're going to have to put all the trains in, which will take a little while to get all of those set up. But then we should have resources showing up, which will be very handy. So we're almost at the point where we can start building the factory. We just need to get the trains, we just need to finish off the water pipes, and then we can start building the factory, which is going to be a huge, huge process. The modular engines, we had all of this stuff set up, then we went to build the factory and finished it within a stream. Once we started building it, after all the trains were set up, the adaptive control units, that is simply not going to happen. There's just no way. Alright. It's gonna take a couple streams of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. So you are ACU iron. And you go iron distributor and ACU iron. And when you stop here, you wait until you're fully unloaded. And then off you go. Then we go over to copper. So we get the train. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freight cars. And you are ACU copper. And you go to the copper distributor and ACU copper. And when you stop here, you wait until you're fully unloaded. And save. And off we go. Then the next one is Caterium. So we get a train with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. And you are labeled ACU Caterium, which I spelled wrong. And so you go to the Caterium distributor and to here, and while you're here, you wait to be fully unloaded. Actually, don't wait for 15 seconds. That would be silly. Alright, then you're off. Then we have quartz. So we get the train, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 freight cars. And you are ACU quartz. So you go to the quartz distributor and to here. And while you're here, you wait to be fully loaded. And save all that stuff, and off you go. So next up, we have limestone. So you get a train. You get your cars. And then ACU limestone, edit timetable. Limestone distributor, ACU limestone. But we have to set this so that you're not constantly driving around, wasting power and track space. And off you go. One more. 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you are ACU oil. So you go to the oil distributor and to here. And you do the thing. And you're off. Alright, so that is all of that. Oh, we need to take the empty canisters out of that in order for it to keep outputting water. Alright, now, copper sheets. We have 600 of them again. So let's go back to doing this. So we need one pipeline, we need 2 pipelines, and we need a 3rd pipeline. How did I fit this in down there? So just even more compact with the placements, I guess. Alright, let's take these out and see if we can't... Yeah, so that's the one that's already being used. We don't want to take that one out. It might cause problems. So we take those wall supports out, and we climb up so that we can have a vantage on it. And we just need to put in some wall supports like this. That's 1, that's 2, Oh, I see. This top one started out further off to the sides at the very top. So that is what's going on there. So we're just going to need to deal with that for the first bit. And then sweep over to the side as soon as we have the option. So that, and that, and that. It's going to be hard to navigate the ladder now, but that's probably fine. And we just keep on placing all of these in. Gotta make sure to keep up and place these faster than we descend. Otherwise, it's going to be annoying to get back up. Alright, so we can lose a bit of height there to speed things up. And keep on dropping the pipes. Alright, down we go. And keep going. Most of the way there at this point. Going down is a lot quicker than going up, and it looks like the copper sheet supply is going to last pretty comfortably, I would say. I mean, we're still up at like 470 something. We started with like 600, so... Oh yeah, we're definitely just about there. Alright, so then that one can just snap in. Now we've just these last two where this is where I ran out of pipes, which is why these are so much shorter. So that goes down there. That goes down there and then in there. Alright, so what we need is a lot more water. So let's grab even more empty canisters, because we need to get that water unpackager enough to fill up all these pipes, instead of just having them like this. So let's get over here and swap back to jetpack. And let's see, get a storage container to go in there. And we feed you all the empty canisters we have. And then we get a storage container to go out to, which I was going to say we could attach to dimensional storage, but I guess we are going to have to craft some SAM fluctuators. We must have run out. Alright, so let's get these going. 8, 9, 10. And we're just going to overcraft a little bit so that the next couple things we need to do, we already have some. Alright, up to 30, that's plenty. And then you can do that. And it's not going to have a huge impact since we are just making the canisters on site. But actually, I just thought of something. We have iron ore around here. Reasonably close. Canister alt recipes. We can make it from plastic. Or give me a man, because I'm pretty sure there's one that's just like iron plates or something. There's coated iron canister, which doesn't really help. There's steel canister, which doesn't really help. Okay, but there's also copper down here, right? So we might just set up a quick coated iron canister factory, just very, very lazily. I don't need to ping, I can pull this up. So we have iron there, copper there. It seems like a lot of work, honestly. And we can just have this run temporarily and be fine. So let's put even more of those in. And so now that should give us a respectable amount. Obviously not an infinite amount, but we don't need an infinite amount for this. We just need a couple. Alright, so let's head up and bring the packaged water with us. And hopefully that will get this whole thing going properly. Actually, it looks like it might be already. They're definitely going a bit higher up this pipe than one might ordinarily expect. So let's climb all the way up here. And yeah, it's definitely working, actually. So that's good. I'm still going to set up that package water thing so that in case anything weird happens, there's still some water production up there, so that if it's like leaking through very slowly, it'll make it last longer. I've heard that that is a problem that can happen to these sort of water tower setups. Alright, so up we climb. Up we climb. Getting past all of these junctions is a little bit annoying. But fortunately we can manage. Around we go. And almost at the top. When I say almost, I mean we're like 3/4 of the way. Alright. Climbing along. Fortunately, I'm not going to have to head back down there for anything. Unless something goes very wrong. Alright, up we go. It's somewhat of a waste of a Mercer Sphere, but that's fine. Got plenty of Mercer Spheres. Wasting one is not going to be the end of the world. Alright, now we're in the fun part where the pipe just fully crosses over in front of the ladder. So we're going to need to jetpack up. Oh boy. That's not great. It's fine though. We managed to land. And what we need to do is, first of all, we need to get out of here. So I guess we just take the wall down. So we take the wall down, and we can just bring the ladder up the other side. Alright, now we're on the ladder. Swap back to jetpack. Actually should refuel briefly before we go. And we climb back up. Alright. We are up. And then you can have some packaged water to make sure that that keeps running successfully. And to make sure that hopefully water will show up there. Alright, so we have all that stuff set up. We do have a delivery of crude oil here. And limestone as well. We go over here and there's quartz. Deuterium showed up, as did, that's the one I just checked, as did copper and iron. Alright, so this is all good. We have everything we need. Yeah, we have everything we need here. The trains are just coming in to top off the stockpiles. And I guess, let's see, it's only 4:12, but it is a Friday, and we're at like a point where I normally stop. So I'm just gonna put the roof in for this train floor, and then we'll end a decent bit early, I think. I'm feeling pretty tired. Gotta make sure not to burn out by doing too much in one sitting. Alright, so the roof goes in. It's going to be a big roof. It's going to take a lot of concrete. But, gotta do what you gotta do. It's not like we can just have a small roof, and besides, this roof area is going to absolutely pale in comparison to the total size of the factory we end up building. Probably going to have to expand out in all sorts of directions to make this work. Alright, so the roof goes in. And then this can just go across this way as well. And we're going to run out of concrete before we get the middle portion done. That's fine. No need to immediately finish. We have most of a roof. And we have all these trains moving around, which should pretty soon just all be sitting and waiting in the stations. And that'll be that. Alright, so yeah, it is a bit early. I think we're going to wind the stream up here. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Had a good time. The planning and setup phase is always a lot more mentally draining than just like plopping machines down. But it's still also a lot of fun figuring all that stuff out. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I will be back streaming Satisfactory on Monday, where we will start building the ACU factory. Now it's going to take probably a couple streams, probably 2 or 3 I would say, to finish the entire thing, just because it is a gargantuan undertaking. It's like half of a heavy modular frame factory, plus like more than a full computer factory, plus more than a full automated wiring factory. So yeah, we're going to be here a while. But building is fun. I'm going to do lots of fun manifolding stuff. And, well, hopefully not any manifolding stuff. We're going to do lots of fun load balancing stuff. So you can tell I'm tired because I'm saying all the wrong words. So yeah, I'd say that will be about that. I stream every weekday from 2 to 5 Eastern Time. On Tuesdays and Thursdays I play Factorio, where we are currently in the process of building a new base. So So if you're interested in that, make sure to stop by then. Otherwise, I will be back playing Satisfactory on Monday. So make sure to follow if you haven't already, so that you can always catch the streams. And I will see you guys next